Hello, this is T Mentor Food. How's everyone doing today? As you all know, I'm on a healing journey. I am healing from narcissistic abuse. I am a survivor of the narc abuse. For many years, I was a target, but now I am a live, active, moving around target, being somebody. For many years, what allowed me to become a narc target was I didn't believe in myself. I felt very low about myself, to the point of just kind of dismissing me. And during that time of dismissing myself, I came into believing in everything on the outside of me versus believing in myself. So the people that were on the outside of me, I believed in them. I believed in their abilities and what they can do, and I didn't believe in my abilities. I believed in their abilities to the point of thinking that somehow their abilities that they believed in themselves would rub off on me, and that they would believe in me, and that I would be somebody. Crazy thinking, I know. But when you are a target of a narcissist, that's what makes you the target, because they can see that your weaknesses, they can see that you do not love yourself, they can see that you do not care for yourself, and they can also see that you are easily dismissing who you really are. If you have great talents and great gifts, and you just have a great personality, you have all these great things, the narcissist can see that. But what they do is that they overpower you with their big personality, their big agenda of what they want to do. And being that they overpower you, someone that's really kind of fragile and believing in themselves, and when they start overpowering you, you kind of like shrink down your true self and who you really are meant to be. As empaths, we have that problem. We have a problem of allowing people to get in front of us and lead us where they want us to go. We do not know how to take control of the reins and start leading and guiding ourselves down the road that may feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but eventually we will see the payout, or we will receive the harvest that's waiting for us at the end of that uncomfortable road. But empaths are so busy wanting to be accepted by everybody. They're so busy in wanting to fit in and belong to a certain group of people that in reality they know don't care for them. You can be around people and you can tell whether or not these people care for you, whether they like you, whether they're receiving you, or they're celebrating you, or they're just dismissing you. You can feel all that. But the thing about the empath is that we don't love ourselves enough to separate ourselves from the bad that we're getting from these so-called friends or so-called family members that we're around. So we tend to live on the outside of us, the outside of wanting to be loved, the outside of wanting to be accepted, the outside of wanting to please people, to please look at me, please help me get it right, please do something for me. We keep looking on the outside. And one thing about looking on the outside is that if you're here on this healing journey, you know that none of that worked. Looking on the outside of expecting something from somebody else, it never ever works. You are just setting yourself up for more disappointment after disappointment and more disappointment. And so now, on this healing journey, we have to go inside ourselves. We have to start looking at ourselves. We have to start liking everything about us. And we have to be comfortable with liking everything about us. And we have to be comfortable with loving everything about us, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because that's the only way that we can really start living to the highest that our Almighty God has called us to live. When I look back on my life, I see that every person that I came involved with, I kept looking at this person like they're going to do something for me. They're going to finally straighten me out. They're going to finally put me on a pathway where I can make some sense of my life. They're going to finally, be the way, the hope that I need to get myself together. But none of that happened. I just kept setting myself up for failure after failure, sabotaging my life one step at a time. Each time I start believing more in people on the outside versus believing in myself. So I'm learning on this journey that no matter what or how I'm feeling about myself, or no matter what circumstances I am in, it doesn't mean that this is the last of my life, or it doesn't identify me. It doesn't have anything to do with me, because we all go through certain things in life, and we all fall, and we all are at points and times in our life where we don't believe in ourselves, but we're little bit by little bit, we're getting there. We're starting to believe in ourselves. We're starting to love ourselves. We're starting to accept ourselves. And so once I got that in my head, that everybody goes through feeling unsure of themselves, and everybody goes through not believing in themselves, then I said, I have to stop living on the outside and start living on the inside of me. I have to start building up my belief system and believing in myself. And you too have to start believing in yourself and building up your belief system in yourself, because no matter what, you are all right. And where God has got you, where He has brought you, you are okay, because you have everything inside of you to start believing in yourselves. You must know that anytime you're on the road of finding yourself, or believing in yourself, or accepting yourself, or loving yourself, there's going to be pitfalls, and there's going to be pitfalls. You're going to fall down. You're not going to feel good every day. You're not going to feel 100% about yourself every day. But eventually, you will start to know you. You will start to know what you like, what you don't like, what you're going to accept, what you're not going to accept. You will start to love on you. You will start to see your value. You will start to see your worth. You will start to see that you are enough. It's being an empath and being around narcissists. You have to conform to the way they want you to conform. You have to be their robot, their puppet. But being their robot and their puppet is very uncomfortable. It's like putting your foot in a size smaller than what you normally would wear, being around them, because you're having to crunch who you are. You're having to turn out the light on who you are. You're having to shrink down, and you're having to be somebody that you're not. And you're having to do this based on the narcissist overpowering you with their big light, and wanting you to shrink down and to be less than how they're feeling about themselves. So they come to make you feel really bad about yourself in order for them to feel good about themselves. Well, now it's time for you to feel good about yourself and not care about what anybody else is thinking. It's time for you to start shining. It's time for you to start loving on yourself. It's time for you to start accepting who you are, because you are special, you are enough, and you are put here for a purpose, a great purpose. And we will have failure in our life. We will fall down. We will not feel sure about ourselves all the time, but we have to know during the process and in life, it's a process that you're constantly on, and you're constantly growing, and you're constantly changing. And during that process is good days, dark days, and there's lighter days, and there's glory days. So we have to keep on going on this journey of learning about ourselves and knowing who we are. And just remember, you are enough, and remember that people are waiting for you. People are waiting for you to start speaking up and speaking out, and however you do that and how creatively you do that. But people are definitely waiting on you to bring something to their plate so they can have something different in their life. And remember, you are somebody. It doesn't matter. You're not your circumstances. You're not what your grandmother was, or your mother was, or your uncle was, or your grandfather was, or your father was, or you're nothing of your past. You are greatness, and greatness is lying inside of you. Just remember that. Just say, I am somebody and I am enough. I hope this video has helped somebody. Stay on your healing journey. You can do it. Come on, let's you and I heal together. Let's empty out all this emotional baggage, all this emotional food. Leave your emotional food story in the comments. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for receiving my plates. I hope you have been enjoying my plates. Thank you. This is T Mentor Food. God bless you all and be